Hi, Casey Durango here with Go Keto with Casey. Um, and today I'm going to show you how we cook a prime rib at our house. The title says Keto Prime Rib, but in truth, all prime rib is keto, and you don't have to be keto to love a prime rib. It starts with a prime rib, and in this case, this is a one-bone prime rib. Let me tell you what we have done in our house is we bought an entire prime rib at the market. And I think it had 7 ribs. And my husband portioned them, and we ended up with several, and we'll be eating on them throughout the year. This one was, I think, from December of last year. So, let it out and let it sit in the fridge to defrost, keep it in the outside freezer. And you end up with a nice, it looks like a giant steak. It's quite a bit of meat there. It's about 3 pounds. And look at the beautiful marbling. If you are unaware, what you want when you're picking out beef or any meat, when you're following the ketogenic diet, you want your protein to come with its naturally occurring fats. So you want fatty sources of protein, and what's meant by that is look at that marbling inside the meat, the little strips, the little lines of light, and of course the big band of fat on the outside, which gives so much flavor. And cooking with the bone in also enhances the flavor. There's one bone, one rib, if you can see that on the lower left-hand piece, left part there. And again, about 3 pounds of delicious meat. And while prime rib sounds extravagant, and it's not inexpensive, it is so delicious. And when you do it at home, it's much more affordable. So here's what we did. Lovely mate took some soft butter out of our butter bell and just spread it on top. Now, there are many ways to prepare a prime rib for cooking. This is how we do it. Some butter on pretty much all sides. Spread it on out there. And our standard seasonings in our house are salt and pepper and garlic. And liberal. When you're seasoning meat, particularly a nice hearty bit of meat like this prime rib or lamb that has a good solid flavor, you don't have to be shy with the seasonings, keeping in mind that some of the salts and pepper and garlic will come off into the juices in the bottom. So there is just kind of literally buttering everything up, and some more salt, some more pepper. You will do this on pretty much all sides, and this takes the longest preparation. This is the longest part of cooking the prime rib. This is one of the easiest dishes to cook. And I'm going to tell you the method we use. And it's not original to us. Got it from Mrs. Google. Went and looked at Mrs. Google and we found out how to cook prime rib. And Casey's a lazy cook. So she found the easiest method possible, the one that involves the fewest steps. And this is it. And it's based on the weight of the meat. So there we are on the other side. It's buttering it up. The way you do this is you set your oven to a scorching hot 500 degrees and let it preheat all the way up to that, all the way to 500 degrees. And per pound of your prime rib, your bone-in prime rib, you're going to cook at the 500 degrees for 5 minutes for every pound. Okay, and round up. If you have a 2.5 pounder, round up to 3 pounds and cook for 5 minutes per pound, so 15 minutes at the 500 degrees. Lots of salt. And then you turn the oven off. You turn it off after the however many minutes. And then you don't open the door. Don't open that door. There's my husband washing his hands, as he should. And there's our V-rack that we use. So, 500 degrees preheated, 5 minutes per pound for whatever roast you're cooking. Turn it off after those number of minutes. In this case, it's a 3-pound prime rib. So, he's getting all the last little bits there, put that in salt and that. So in this case, it's going to be 15 minutes at a very, very hot oven, a 500 degree Fahrenheit oven. And then that's it. That's all that's involved in this. As I said, it takes almost longer to butter it up and season it than it does to do anything else, because a lot of the time you're waiting. So when you turn it off after the 15 minutes or 20 minutes or however large it is, you leave it in the oven, no matter how heavy, what weight the prime rib is, you leave it for 2 hours. It's magic. So if it's a 3-pounder, you leave it for 2 hours. If it's a 6-pounder, you leave it for 2 hours. If it's a 4-pounder, you leave it for 2 hours. So no matter, and that's, I had a little bit of extra salt myself. I just want to get that last little bit. So to recap, 500 degrees, 5 minutes per pound, rounded up. After those number of minutes, in my case would be 15 minutes, turn the oven off, leave it in the oven for 2 hours. Do not open the door. And there you can see it's 500 degrees. It's 3:29 p.m. I calculated backwards how long it's going to take. Slide the thing into my dirty oven. It's not really dirty. It just doesn't look brand new. And that's it. There might be different, ways. You don't have to do it in a V rack. We just happen to have one and sits it up. And you want the bone side down, okay? And there you go. So after 15 minutes, it was done. It's finished cooking, and I turn off the oven. Boom. 15 minutes, turn it off. Don't open the door. And after 2 hours, you open it up. I guess it was a little bit later. We must have been doing something. And there you go. That's all we've done. We didn't touch it. We didn't baste it. We didn't peek on it. We didn't baby it. We didn't do anything. We went away, did something for a couple of hours, came back, and we end up with this roast. Can I tell you what? Just to insert Homer Simpson's drooling sound right here. That crackly fat. So delicious. And there are just the two of us in the house. We don't wait for a special occasion to cook delicious food for ourselves. So this might have been a Tuesday night. I don't remember. And this, we'll eat off of this. We ate off of this for many meals. And this is not the most elegant cutting thing. My husband is cutting it, but just because I don't want to clean another dish, we didn't put it onto a platter or anything. So he acquiesced, he accommodated me, and I said, honey, just cut it on there, will you? Because I don't want to clean up another dish. Because not only is Casey a lazy cook, she's a lazy almost everything. So there he is slicing. That's my bit, a little bit thinner than he would cut for himself. And then, hold on to the bone, the rib, and I throw any bones that we have left over from anything, from pork chops, lamb chops, chicken, baked chicken, rotisserie chicken, prime rib, chicken drumsticks, whatever it might be. I throw them into a freezer bag, and when I make bone broth, all those bones go in. And so we use every bit of this delicious hunk of meat. It is an elegant, satisfying, so easy way to eat. Look at that. Are you jealous? I'm kind of jealous looking at it. I want one of those again tonight. And then I just roast it up in some Brussels sprouts. And there you go. What more do you need? A little, my husband had half an avocado and a Coke Zero, and we had an elegant dinner. So easy. So it's actually affordable. When you think about it, it's crazy, but it is. So prime rib, roasted Brussels sprouts. That's how we do it in our house. I hope you give it a try and enjoy. So delicious. And remember, keep your carbs below 20. Eat fatty sources of protein like this. And eat only when you're hungry. Stop when you're satiated. Not so easy to stop eating when you have a plate of prime rib. I'll tell you that, because it's so yummy. Thank you guys. Thanks for the support, and I'll see you next time around.